We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard those who are averse to the transcendence realize the Supreme Absolute Truth differently through speculative sense perception. And therefore, because of mistaken speculation, everything appears to them to be relative, not absolute. But those who are not averse to Krishna, Jnanis and Yogis and Bhaktas, they realize absolute truth as absolute, not as relative. And it is not based on speculative sense perception, but direct realization of eternal truth. But different levels of realizations are there. Yatha mahan aham rupas trivrit panchavidah swarat ekadasha vidhastasya vapur andam jagat yata. From the total energy, the Mahat Tattva, I have manifested the false ego, the three modes of material nature, the five material elements, the individual consciousness, the 11 senses, and material body. Similarly, the entire universe has come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, Sai Maharaj telling the Supreme Lord is described as Mahat Pada, which means that the total material energy, known as the Mahat Tattva, is lying at his lotus feet. He is the cause of that Mahat Tattva, which is the cause of all this material manifestation. Etat Vaishradaya Bhaktya Yoga Vyasena Nityashaha Samahi Tatma Nishsango Viraktya Paripashyati. This perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment, and who is always absorbed in thought of the Supreme. He is aloof from material association. Sadhaka, he may sometimes get some glimpse by the grace of Supreme Lord, just to encourage him for further practice. But in reality, to always perceive that absolute truth, one needs this devotional service with faith, that is with Nishtha, steadiness, this is also Nishtha, and full detachment. This also can mean Nishtha or can mean Bhava stage. And who is always absorbed in thought of the Supreme. He is aloof from material association. Then he can always live in reality. Otherwise there is some misperception. Ityetat katitam gurvi jnanam tad brahma darshanam yenanu buddhyate tattvam prakrite purushasya cha. My dear respectful mother, I have already described the path of understanding the absolute truth, by which one can come to understand the real truth of matter and spirit and their relationship. Jnana yogascha manishto nairgunyo bhakti lakshana dvair apyeka avartho bhagavat shabda lakshana. Philosophical research culminates in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After achieving this understanding, when one becomes free from the material modes of nature, he attains the stage of devotional service. either by devotional service directly or by philosophical research, one has to find the same destination, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Swami Maharaj also he says in commentary, Bahunam Janmanamante, Gyanavan Mam Prapadyate, Vasudevam Saramiti Samahatma Sudurlava. Ultimately, Gyanis also they come to this understanding that everything is Vasudev, they surrender to him. So one can go by gradual procedure, by Nishkama Karma Yoga to purify heart, then come to Gyan, and then ultimately accept devotion, or one may directly accept devotion by Sadhu Sangha, hearing Harikatha and getting that Sambandha Gyan and engaging in devotional service, then he will also realize directly. Yatendriyeh pritag dvarer artho bahu gunashraya eko nane yate tadvat bhagavan shastra vartmabhi. A single object is appreciated differently by different senses due to its having different qualities. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, but according to different scriptural injunctions, he appears to be different. 1 second, I'm coming back. Here Sai Maharaj is telling, it appears that by following the path of Jnana Yoga or empiric philosophical speculation, one reaches the impersonal Brahman, whereas by executing devotional service in Krishna consciousness, one enriches his faith in and devotion to the personality of Godhead. But it is stated here that both Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga are meant for reaching the same destination, the personality of Godhead. By the process of Jnana Yoga, the same personality of Godhead appears to be impersonal. As the same object appears to be different when perceived by different senses, the same Supreme Lord appears to be impersonal by mental speculation, that is by Jnana. But this is not just like some mental speculation. It means one will study Vedic Shastra, not just by guessing and speculating, imagining, no. One has to study Vedic Shastra and follow that process of Gyan and renunciation, then one can realize. So here it means Jnana Yoga, not just some mental exercise. A hill appears cloudy from a distance, and one who does not know may speculate that the hill is a cloud. Actually, it is not a cloud, it is a big hill. One has to learn from authority that the sight of a cloud is not actually a cloud but a hill. If one makes a little more progress, then instead of a cloud, he sees the hill and something green. When one actually approaches the hill, he will see many varieties. Then some other examples he is giving. So, the same object, but perceived differently because of different process of approach. But Jnanis also, if they are fortunate, when they come in contact with pure devotees, then they will also be able to realize Bhagavan Absolute, Bhagavan aspect of the Absolute. Kriyaya Kratubir Danais Tapah Svadhyaya Marshanai Atmendriya Jayanapi Sanyasena Chakarmanam Yogena Vividhangena Bhakti Yogena Chaivahi Dharmeno Bhaya Chinena Yah Pravriti Nivrittiman Atma Tattva Vabodhena Vairagyena Dridhena Cha Iyate Bhagavan Ebih Saguno Nirguna Svadrik. By performing fruitive activities and sacrifices, by distributing charity, by performing austerities, by studying various literatures, by conducting philosophical research, by controlling the mind, by subduing the senses, by accepting the renounced order of life, and by performing the prescribed duties of one's social order, by performing the different divisions of yoga practice, by performing devotional service, and by exhibiting the process of devotional service, containing the symptoms of both attachment and detachment, by understanding the science of self-realization, and by developing a strong sense of detachment, one who is expert in understanding the different processes of self-realization realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is represented in the material world as well as in transcendence. Full realization he gets. He sees Krishna as his Satchidananda Vigraha in Golok Vrindavan and his all different avatars and expansions in Vaikuntha, in Tripurusha avatars. He sees this. Also he sees the Virat-rup, Krishna's form in this as represented in the material world, Virat-rupa. That is also one form of Supreme Lord, but it is external, like his body, this material. We are seeing matter, but we are not seeing that this is Supreme Lord because of no realization. Or here it says, all the different demigods are material representations of the Supreme Lord. Demigods also, they are part of that Virat-rupa. Pravocham bhakti yogasya swarupam te chaturvidham kalasya chavyakta gater yo antar dhavati jantushu. My dear mother, I have explained to you the process of devotional service and its identity in 4 different social divisions. I have explained to you as well how eternal time is chasing the living entities, although it is imperceptible to them. Now summary he is telling. Jivasya samsritir bahvir avidya karma nirmitaha yasvanga pravishanatma naveda gatim atmana. There are varieties of material existence for the living entity according to the work he performs in ignorance or forgetfulness of his real identity. My dear mother, if anyone enters into that forgetfulness, he is unable to understand where his movements will end. All the time he is in this material existence. in ignorance of his real self, and also he does not understand clearly what is what, where he came from, where he will go, what will happen, nothing. And so many varieties of material existence. Neitat kala yopadishen navinitaya karhichit na stabdaya na bhinaya neiva dharma dvajaya cha. Lord Kapila continued, this instruction is not meant for the envious, for the agnostics, or for persons who are unclean in their behavior. Nor is it for hypocrites or for persons who are proud of material possessions. Should not speak to them, because they will misuse it. They cannot understand, they will only disrespect. Like Harinam, one should not give to those who have no faith, then you will be blamed. Krishna also says Gita should not be spoken to those who have such attitude. Also, what to speak of, even that ordinary devotion here explained in Vaidhi Bhakti, what to speak of speaking Radharani just everywhere. That is only for some selfish purpose, if someone does so. Not actually, because real Guru, real Sadguru, he knows what to speak to whom according to capacity. Not everything is for everyone. And that is why there are 9 cantos before 10th canto starts, because first one has to realize what is the tattva of Krishna, of Bhagavan, and then Krishna and his devotees. Otherwise he will misunderstand. Na lolu pa yopadishen na griharuda chetase na bhaktaya cha me jatu na mad bhakta dvisham api. It is not to be instructed to persons who are too greedy and too attached to family life, nor to persons who are non-devotees and who are envious of the devotees and of the personality of Godhead. Sai Maharaj also, I heard in his Harikatha, he told it is not that just like everyone will become devotee. It needs that fortune in the form of Sukriti. They can appreciate, not just anyone. And he said, you should not be concerned about how many people come to Harikatha. He said it, I heard directly from him. He said, my Gurudev also, Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told many times, don't be concerned with how many people will come. If no one comes, then you should speak to the walls. But you should do Shravan Kirtan for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is main point, that is the target. Not being target to get so many followers, and if they are not there, then you will become discouraged or think everything is useless. No. Our target is to speak for the satisfaction of Krishna, and those who are fortunate, they will come and they will join. Not just everyone. And it is not that one will try to bring such people, because that will be offensive. You should not, by hook or by crook, attract just anyone by some material bait or something, just for the sake of enlarging the group. That is not good. Then you will lose everything. You are not doing for the service of Krishna, but for other purposes. Then your bhajan is lost. Bhajan means service of Krishna. If I'm not doing service of Krishna, how I can inspire others for the service of Krishna? Then so many types of so-called preachings are invented just to attract conditioned souls, but they will be attracted to those things. Then when they will be there, when they will come, you will have to give them those things, because they came for those things. Either they will go away when they will understand that you want to preach about Krishna, they will go away, or you will have to fulfill their desires all the time. So your bhajan is lost. So that is not, one should not be concerned with quantity, like as a result of preaching in the form of quantity. Our duty we have to do, that is service of Krishna, and to loudly do kirtan, and to request conditioned souls, inspire them to come for the service of Krishna, and those who are fortunate, they will come, not all. He also said, yes, Sai Maharaj also told, not all will understand, not all will come. Same, my Gurudev also one time, he gave me one article in English, and he told me what he wrote. He gave me that article, and he said, you read it, you understand it, and make others understand also. Means you tell to others. Then when I was about to go out already from his room, then Gurudev further he told me, he said, some people will think, but some will not. He only said this. Then I understood by his grace that it is not that all will accept. So I should not be discouraged if someone will not want to hear or will not accept or something. No. But that does also not mean that we will stop our preaching, try to inspire jivas, because some will accept. Some will think, some will not. So we have to be conscious of this fact and accept the reality. Like Prahlad Maharaj. He tried to explain to his father about devotion to Vishnu, and that all power is coming from him, and that we cannot conquer our senses, so we should not be proud, and we also should not see as someone as enemy, someone as friend based on bodily conception. He tried, he explained to his father, and he told him Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, everything he told. But his father did not, Hiranyakashipu never accepted. But by that, Prahlad Maharaj never disrespected his father. He respected as a father, never criticized him or blaspheming him, no. But also he did not follow the father's order. So he tried, but he could not accept, father could not accept. So Prahlad Maharaj also accepted. It is like this. He cannot accept. And when Vishnu, means Nrsimha, killed him, he also accepted that. He did not complain, why you killed my father. No, he knows what Supreme Lord is doing. It is for the eternal benefit of all. And his son, Virochan, born from Prahlad, by Prahlad, means he was married, Prahlad, and he had this son, Virochan. And he by his own example, he was teaching him about devotion to Bhagavan, and he sent him to the school of Brihaspati school, that is for demigods, means for devotees, not to Shukracharya. Prahlad Maharaj was sent to Shukracharya, guru of demons. But Prahlad Maharaj sent his son to Brihaspati. And in spite of that, by his own ideal character and by sending him in proper school, Pirochan could not become devotee. Then Prahlad Maharaj understood, this is the situation. I did my duty, what I had to do as his father, but he is unable to accept because of his previous bad impressions, so much dushkriti there, he cannot accept. So Prahlad Maharaj accepted, such is the reality. He never beat his son. Why you are not devotee? Beating or forcing or like this. No, he accepted this is the reality. But he was always satisfied. Why? Because he satisfied Supreme Lord. He was serving Supreme Lord. He tried to explain to father, he tried to explain to son, that is his duty. He was speaking Harikatha and inspiring devotion, but they could not accept. He accepted. They cannot accept. So, they not all will accept, but some will accept, like his grandson, Bali Maharaj accepted, and some others, they accepted. So we have to do our duty of first practicing ourselves, also trying to inspire others, but with this knowledge that we cannot be attached to the result, that how many will accept, or if they will not, then my karma is now not fulfilled, my selfish desire is not fulfilled, then I will become angry and I will force or beat or endless quarrel. That is, devotees don't do this, those who have no other desires except devotion to Krishna. Or like boast. You see how many I collected. I did so much. Then boasting, proud, and judging others. How many books he sold? How many devotees he brought? Like this boasting. Then they will criticize devotees like Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He is pure devotee, but he did not open any temple. He had only one disciple. Like this, they will think a useless devotee, because everything they're judging based on these external things. But real devotee, he is serving Krishna, and he can recognize the service of Krishna in another. Some days back in that WVI meeting, I was telling this, that like a learned man can recognize who is a learned man. Like that, devotee can recognize who is a devotee, not others. One who is a mature devotee, he can realize devotion in another, though he may serve in another way. Because there are different sampradayas, different all these things. So Advaita Acharya, his way of practicing and preaching in serving Krishna was one type. He was explaining Bhagavad Gita, SRIMAD Bhagavatam, staying in society and preaching and doing all things, householder, married, children, everything, and preaching. But Haridas Thakur, he is born in a low family. Advaita Acharya is high Brahmin family. And he is not reading any Shastra, not quoting any Shastra, Haridas Thakur, not staying in society and with some status like this, and chanting Harinam all the time. So Advaita Acharya fully appreciated devotion of Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur fully appreciated devotion of Advaita Acharya, though their styles were totally different. Why they appreciated? Because they know, as Haridas Thakur himself explained, when Kazi threatened him, you stop, why you are chanting the name of another god? You are Muslim and you are chanting the name of Hindu god. You should stop this, otherwise I will kill you. Then Haridas Thakur said that it is not my God and your God and another God. God is only one, Supreme Person is one. Different people, they worship him in different ways and by chanting different names, because it is by God's inspiration they are doing like that. How God inspires them, that is how they are doing. So I'm inspired by same God to chant his name as Krishna, so I'm doing. What is my fault? There are not many gods. But that Kazi could not understand, because he's not realized the soul. So he wanted to kill him, but could not kill Haridas Thakur. Even he threatened, if you will not stop, then I will kill you. Then Haridas Thakur said, you can kill me, but I will never stop chanting Harinam. Because body is not chanting. Atma is doing devotion. So if you kill my body, I will not stop devotion. That is causeless and uninterrupted. It is coming from Atma. Atma is eternal. So, also Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he preached all over the world. And he had to do so many things. Cooking, traveling, translating, speaking Harikatha, showing how deity worship, engaging people, speaking with so many different people, and daily he would chant 16 rounds. So many things he had to do. And Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, also disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, when they met, they fully appreciated each other's service. Why? Because they could recognize he's doing what God wants from him. He's doing what Krishna wants from him. He's doing what Gurudev wants from him. He's doing what Gurudev wants from him. Full appreciation for the service he's doing. Though it is totally different style. And Sai Maharaj told, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj's only business is to chant Hare Krishna. He was chanting whole day and night, Hare Krishna, like Haridas Thakur. And Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj fully appreciated devotion of Sai Maharaj. This Krishna consciousness movement, he said, full appreciation, because they can recognize that he's doing service of Krishna, he's doing service of Krishna. Also, Gorkishore Das Babaji, only one disciple. He did not translate any book, did not bring many followers, but he's pure devotee. So everyone has to do what Krishna and Gurudev wants from him and appreciate devotion in others. So here, Kapil Bhagavan himself says, you should not instruct this knowledge to those who are unwilling. They're envious, they're unclean in their behavior. Unclean means eating dirty things and not maintaining any cleanliness. Hypocrites, those who are proud of material possession, they will never hear about Krishna. They think, I have so much money, I have this, what? I'm king, I'm monarch of all earth survey. And those who are too greedy and too attached to family life, they will not want to listen. Nor to persons who are non-devotees or who are envious of devotees and the personality. You don't tell them. You don't forcefully try to instruct them in this. In general way, we will do kirtan and try to inspire, but those who have sukriti, they will come. they will appreciate. Not all. And those who are not appreciating, we should accept it as that. Not forcing, or at any cost try to bring so many people. Then that will not be service of Krishna. Shraddha dhanaya bhaktaya vinitaya na suyave bhuteshu krita maitraya shushrushabhi rathaya cha. Instruction should be given to the faithful devotee who is respectful to the spiritual master, non-envious, friendly to all kinds of living entities, and eager to render service with faith and sincerity. So those who have knowingly or unknowingly did Sukriti, Bhakti Sukriti, then that faith will awaken. When they will come in association with devotees or Shastra, then they will become inclined. They will appreciate. So they will have respect to spiritual master. Guru means among the devotees, he will see the best among the devotees is Guru. He will have respect for him. He will be non-envious and friendly to all kinds of living entities. Means he will be ready to give up eating meat and criticizing others and all these things. And eager to render service with faith and sincerity. This quality must be there before giving such initiation instruction to someone about how to do devotion to Krishna and what one will realize Sambandha Abhideya Prayodhana. Should not give, otherwise you will commit offense. Guru has to be careful. That is why Guru first has to see whether that aspirant is really having faith in Krishna, really he is ready to follow rules and regulations for the service of Krishna which are given in Shastra. Then if these two conditions are there and he has faith in Krishna and in Guru also, and ready to follow the rules and regulations of Shastra, like fasting on Ekadashi, wearing tulsi, wearing tilak, and no these sinful activities, meat eating and these things. If he is ready, if he is eager, then Guru will give him initiation. That is a kind of service Guru does for Supreme Lord. That is his service to faithful disciple. But if Guru wants to give to some unfaithful, then he will commit offense, he will also fall down. For the sake of money, for donation, all these things, doesn't care, and he will not tell, no, you can eat anything you like, no problem. You can drink alcohol, that is not so, that is no problem. You just take mantra, become disciple, it is okay, no problem. Because Guru has desire for many followers, for name and fame, for worship, for money, for sense gratification, all these things. So he is not telling all these things, rules and regulations. Means he is not serving Krishna. But real Guru is serving Krishna. That is why he has to check first. Aspirant, whether he is ready to follow or not. Even he may be very bad habit, but Guru will see he has sincerity or not. Maybe he will not be able to give up all sinful activities all at once or already at the time of initiation. Guru can see, but he sees whether really he is very eager to serve Krishna and he's not arguing against these rules and regulations. He wants to try. He knows it is not good like this. Guru knows maybe he will not be able to immediately, but gradually by practice he will be able. So Guru also gives. So main point is that sincerity. But if that sincerity for devotion is not there, then one may be very, like, according to worldly consideration, very pure, but it is not, he is not qualified for devotion. That is a kind of service to jivas. That is why our Parangurdev, he told, I am making Srila Bhakti Balav Tirtha Gosai Maharaj Acharya after my departure for Chaitanya Gauriya Math. But if any of other my disciples, they feel qualified and they are inspired to do this service, then how I can object them taking disciples and guiding them for the service of Krishna? How I can object? They can do. That is a kind of service to Krishna. If they're inspired to do this service, they will do, but they should make their own mission, own math. Otherwise, there is, all the time problems because of property and all these things. If there is only Shravan Kirtan, then there is never any quarrel. But the quarrel comes when there is management. If there is institution, organization, which is required for progress of conditioned souls, it is required for them. But only one leader must be there, one, not many, because then there will be difference of opinion in regard to management and practical, how to all these things. The difficulty is there. It was seen in the history. That is why they will appoint in such a way. Otherwise, there is quarrel about property or how to lead everything. That is why also Krishna made such arrangement that Swami Maharaj had to go to America alone. He tried to get help, but it was not Krishna's desire. That is why he could not find anyone, because it was Krishna's desire, he has to go alone. And Krishna was with him, and he sent him so many assistants. Otherwise, there is difference of opinion. Why you are doing like this? Because there are different ways also, and then there is quarrel and disagreement or like this. Then disciples, they are confused. Because disciple, they have to have one authority, absolute authority. His guru, he is always right. Everything he does is right. He has to do. That is healthy for disciples and for beginners, because they cannot understand difference of ways of approach. And there is confusion, all these things. That is why Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his last message, he said, you should continue this Guru Parampara of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And there are many of you who are qualified to do this, many of you, but he did not say any name. If he says one name, then others will not be included. But he only said many of you, and this is what happened. Gradually, so many acharyas, they manifested because they were inspired by Gauranga and Prabhupada from within, that they have to do this service. So there's so many missions happened. And one mission also is going to happen by the will of Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur and Mahaprabhu, like this. So this is the point. Our Parangurudev tell one Acharya for one mission. There can be many missions. That is good. Or you will find in one mission, there can be many Acharyas, but they will each have their own temple. Like in the case of Srila Bhakti Kumud Shanta Gosai Maharaj. He made, I think, 3 temples, and for each temple he gave own Acharya. Though it is same name, but separate Acharya for each. Otherwise, there is difficulty always. From history we learn, so that is the proper way. There is no problem with many gurus, but they have to have their own space. Our Parangurudev, he wrote this, means he said this, you should not think that Prabhupada's disciples, they're ordinary conditioned souls who disobeyed the order of their guru. Because one who is Guru Aparadi, how he can preach, how he can practice and preach pure devotion? It is impossible, and make others pure devotees. So it was the desire of Prabhupada and Mahaprabhu that they will be many acharyas and many missions so that it spreads more, and they are one, they are cooperating, they are one in spirit. Those who are mature in devotion, they can do their own service to Guru as well as appreciate the service of Guru of another. They can appreciate. Though Sai Maharaj sometimes during his preaching time, he spoke something against his god brothers because he had to keep his disciples in his place. Otherwise they will be confused. But at the end, on his deathbed, and even before when he was there, he apologized to all his god brothers. And he told the disciples, now the war is over, now you should cooperate. He told this, otherwise it is Vaishnava Aparad. But he clarified what comes later, that is to be accepted. When our Parangurudev, he sent one telegram when Sai Maharaj was sick in Vrindavan in 77. You will find in Veda base, you will find that in room conversation, some disciples of Sai Maharaj, they brought one telegram to Sai Maharaj. He asked from whom? They said from Madan Maharaj, from Chandigarh, he sent. He said, read. Then there our Parangurudev said, I am praying to Gaur and Krishna for your health, for your recovery. Then Sai Maharaj ordered his disciples, you send back telegram, please accept my humble obeisances, please forgive my offenses, all my god brothers. He wrote back. And he asked, what did you write? They said, we wrote this. What you said, they write, then he said, send. So this we have to see. Means he internally, he appreciates the service of his god brothers because he sees they are doing. Otherwise, how he can send his own disciple to our Parangurudev to be trained in Krishna consciousness? That letter is also there. And in Bhagavatam he wrote that. They can appreciate, but for the sake of keeping disciples in one place, because they are not mature enough, they will be confused, he had to speak such things. But if we repeat those things and commit offense to Vaishnavas, then it will be wrong. He also chastised his disciples. He said, you don't comment about my god brothers. That is not for you. They are all Vaikuntha men. He told, you will find also. So everything we have to accept, not only some things. So that appreciation is there because they can see. Though they were having different missions and different styles, but they're all serving their Guru and Krishna, and that is why success is possible. There was one Indian man. He, in one public program, he heard Harikatha from our Param Gurudev. And he got faith in Krishna and became inspired for devotion to Krishna. Then later on, he met Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and he was joining him, and he took initiation from him, and he was staying in Mayapur ISKCON during the time of Sai Maharaj. Then one day he wrote letter to Sai Maharaj that I was staying in Mayapur Mat, means temple, but this and this problem happened to me, this such behavior happened to me, misbehavior. I cannot remain here, please forgive me, but I want to go to Madhav Maharaj because this thing happened here, I cannot. Then you please bless me. Then Sai Maharaj wrote back, yes, I am sorry that that thing happened to you. I am helpless. I cannot stay in all temples at the same time. I am helpless. I cannot control everything. So that was really bad what they did to you. I am sorry. So yes, I am giving my full blessing to you. You go to Madhav Maharaj and you develop your Krishna consciousness under his guidance. You take initiation from him again. And he said, I will also write one letter to Madhav Maharaj. And that letter is also there, you will find in database. He requested, he said, this is my disciple, his name is this. I, with my full blessing, am sending him to you because there was some problem in our temple. He has faith in you. So I am requesting you kindly please accept him. With my full blessing, he is coming to you. You please give him reinitiation. You initiate him and please take care of his Krishna consciousness. So that appreciation is there from all sides. But some, they are trying to make some wrong propaganda that is wrong. So we have to see that instruction should be given to the faithful devotee, non-envious, friendly, all this. So those who are serving really, they can appreciate the service of another if it is in different style. Or in one month, someone is doing some service, another is doing some service, and the cooperation is necessary. Like for deity service, some will do garland, some will do arati, some will do so many things. They have to cooperation. So we should not be envious or criticizing like this, but cooperate for the service of Krishna. That is why all gurus before disappearance, they say, how much you love me. To disciples they say, how much you love me, it will be shown how much you can cooperate. Because if you can cooperate means you see what is the target, is the service of Krishna. And you can appreciate and all this respect and cooperate, you can do. But if there are other targets, then quarrel will happen. So tomorrow we will further hear Bhagavatam.